Deputy Catherine Martin.
Gurv Margaret Can Corla. I commend Deputy O'Sullivan for bringing this bill to the House and look forward to a time when these barbaric practices are outlawed in Ireland. The Green Party has always been opposed to all blood sports and remain resolutely so. Needless to say, the Green Party will be supporting this bill. I would ask members tonight to consider the words of Abraham Lincoln, who said, "I am in favour of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being." A cean cúrla leabhar mé inné faoi hábhacht cosint agus cothú bua an Aliantóra. Sa leabhar dúil le límú fleathirte, feictar an búir sin ina chur síos aontas an dúilre agus riocht na nanmhathe. Is tír mid le háisne ná dúra den scoth timpeall oring, ach ní féidir leis na hanmhathe seo marachtáil le chur isteach agus slád an duine déine. An bhfuil sé ceart chur isteach an gcóiríois atá an seo leis na céad bliain. Is cuid dar naireacht é an créatar seo. Níl go aige, ach tá go agam. Tá go agrin mar folatóirí, agus tá méid freagrach as tuairimí an phobal a thabhairt os cóir an tí úsáil seo. Ní féidir linn leanúint leis an nós barbartha seo. Sé sin dul sa tóir anmhí loachailech gan cosint. To be absolutely clear, hair coursing is a brutal ordeal. Before they experience this ordeal, they are trapped and trained, which is cruel enough. They are solitary creatures and keep to themselves in the wild, so keeping them in an enclosure causes significant stress and fear. Hair coursing involves the terrorising of one animal by another animal as a so-called sport, all the while being watched as entertainment. Not only are these timid and delicate creatures terrified and brutalised in this practice, but they often suffer severe injuries and death. The hare is a brittle-boned creature, and its internal injuries cannot heal. Injured hares have to be put down. The last private member's bill to ban coursing was taken over 20 years ago and unfortunately was defeated. The solution on that occasion was to call on coursing clubs to muzzle the hounds. But Minister, muzzling the dogs is not an answer, nor is it any less barbaric. Many die from stress and exhaustion, and hares continue to be mauled and struck by the greyhounds, resulting in their death. Since the introduction for muzzling for greyhounds in 1993, deaths to hares remain at around 200 per year. Hares are still dying either through contact injury, fear, or capture myopathy. Up to 40 hares have died at any one event, with vets blaming the significant stress of captivity and coursing. The hare is a protected species under the Habitats Directive 2013, and this document notes the significant fluctuation in population numbers. We cannot be certain they are well preserved as a species. Many members of this House, past and present, from across the entire political spectrum, have over the last 20 years spoken out against this cruel, barbaric practice. But when it comes down to it, when it comes to the vote, they choose to toe the party line and rather than do the right thing. An mé teachtaí dála sa Parliament seo, suna sásta fille bháile de déirdeann se thugainn, agus a rá lena glán go raibh agla orthu an rud ceart a dhéanamh. Nach raibh siad cróga go leor an fód a cheasamh agus takeíocht a thabhairt do Mhille Maureen O'Sullivan, ban Vishnúil. Carpe diem, bígí láidir, leirigí misneach agus tuiscint. Why, Minister, are we only one of 3 countries that are still allowing this practice? Why can we not reach a consensus in this House and get hare coursing banned once and for all? Let us take this opportunity presented by Deputy O'Sullivan to say that this practice clearly belongs in the past and is no longer acceptable to the vast majority of Irish people. In fact, independent surveys carried out over the years have shown that around 75% of more would like to see a ban in place, and this is not just urban dwellers. The majority of those in rural areas are also opposed to this so-called sport. Let us follow our nearest neighbours in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and let us ban this barbaric activity which sometimes trades under the name of being a sport. It is not a sport, and being described as a sport does a gross disservice to what true sport involves. We only have to think of last night in Lille as an example of one of so many true sports, full of honest and brave endeavour and unpredictability. 11 players against 11 players, a fair battle. Members, hare coursing is anything but fair. It is cruel and barbaric, and I believe that if not next Thursday, our generation will, once and for all, end this cowardly cruelty. I hope that's sooner rather than later. I conclude tonight at Ceann Comhairle in the words of a former member of this House, former Green Party leader Trevor Sargent, who said, "I feel we have reached a point in our history where almost unanimous agreement has been reached in rejecting political violence. And to ensure that society develops respecting life in general, it is important, I believe, to reject violence in the name of sport also."